Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Hey, my wife out with my sister, they still doing their thing with the kids, so I get to be here and do this here work. So another letter here. Now, what I did after the last letter, I say, you know what? Let me read a couple of these and just see if it'll be the same answer. So the one right before this one, I skipped over it because it just wasn't enough detail, and it just would have been a very gone about your business answer. So some of these I can't really. I told myself that I don't answer every email, but some of them I literally just gone about your business. That's all I can say. So, y'all forgive me. Now this one here, I ain't get to fully read it, but I read enough to say, all right, we probably could get a couple lessons out of here. Hello, Tony. My name is Leah, and I was wondering if I was wrong to cut off and break things off with my ex-boyfriend because of what he said. To cut off and break things off with my ex-boyfriend because of what he said. Okay, I missed that ex-boyfriend. My ex-boyfriend is in the military, and he told me he would only propose, he put only in all caps, he would only propose to me until I finished my master's degree. And I went on to say that I was thinking of buying my dream car once I graduated with my master's and got a stable job. His response to me was, well, go right ahead if you can afford it. We also went on to talk about buying a house. He said he would be okay making the mortgage payments every month as long as I paid for every other bill. To me, all that sounded like red flags, so I pushed him away and I ended things. He also even asked me, what do you think about getting your PhD? My response to him was that only time could tell. Keep in mind, me and him were friends for 10 plus years, and he had been chasing me most of that time. It seems to me like he was looking for a come up, and I was right to cut things off. Was I right to cut things off with him and end things? If so, how do I prevent guys from trying to take advantage of me? All right, well, this right here really wasn't what I thought. I was like, okay, well, maybe we might have something here. But you know what though? This is something actually, because this right here is very important today, because there are so many women who are pursuing more. Way back in the day, probably when your mama and them was born, or maybe when you was a child, depending on your age. If you over 50, way back maybe when you was a child, if you over 50, it used to be to where, women worked, but it was a lot of the cases, like when you watch the movies and stuff, a lot of women was at home, or they did like a job that was kind of like, something clerical, or it wasn't too, our society suppressed women so much, you really didn't have women CEOs and getting all of these degrees and stuff 50 years ago. But now, and yes, it was happening some, but not like it's happening today. But now it's, the limits have been taken off. You got a woman as the vice president of America. So the bar is so much higher now that the ceiling has been removed in a lot of ways. Yeah, still some oppression there with women, but things opening up. And so it's very important that you are able to recognize and to realize. So first, I'm going to say you 100% right. He looking for a come up. Number two, you slap crazy right now for talking to a ex-boyfriend. I ain't even catch that when I read the first sentence to see if I was going to read your letter. I thought I was reading, is it okay to cut things off with my boyfriend? I overlooked ex-boyfriend. So you worrying about, did you do the right thing to cutting off an ex? Yeah, he an ex. You see what I'm saying? Nah, unless you saying now he your ex because you cut him off. But, to me, if you already done cut him off, which it sound like you cut him off after he was already your ex, because I don't think you're gonna cut him off for the first time just off of him asking some questions. And now you was using him to kind of feel good, rubbing in his face a little bit. Yeah, I'm about to get my master's, and yeah, so I think after that I'm gonna get a dream car. At first, let me tell you this here, sister, keep the faith, but masters don't equal job. Okay, it's a lot. I know doctorates. I know people with their PhD jobless. So keep the faith now, but don't get too far ahead of yourself. All right, and be talking to the man, trying to rub it in his face, trying to get him to, it's almost like you were baiting him with your money, with your new status, because he in the military. Men and women are different. Last time I talked about the military, a whole bunch of women had all these comments. Why a woman go to the military is totally different than why a man go to the military. Most men go to the military because they lost. Point blank period. If a man will be honest with you, he'll be like, listen, I ain't know what I want to do with my life right then. I needed a consistent pay. I needed a good job, some money with some benefits. Needed to be able to pay for college. So that's why I went to the military. You rarely see men say, I love this country. I want to fight them people over there. So I joined the military. You rarely gonna hear that. Now, you gonna hear a few of them say that. But even those who say that, they lying. They needed their college paid for, or they just ain't know what they was finna do right then. Hey, I ain't gonna knock you. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You gotta do what you gotta do. Better than going and being a criminal. So I ain't saying something wrong with it. But what I'm saying is, a lot of times in a situation like this right here, you 100% right. He like, man, I'm in the military. When I come out of the military, for a lot of people coming out of the military, it's like starting all over again. They don't necessarily get just put into no job right out the military to where everything laid out in gravy. Now, some people can stay in there 20, 25 years, and retire and got a good check coming in, and then go and pursue they passions because they got that consistent check coming in. But a lot of people, they come to a situation, men especially, where they just like they starting all over, like they just gave them years away. And they just starting from scratch. So in a situation like that, and the military ain't the only one now. That's one type of man that could be in there. It could be another man in there that's focused and driven, and he gonna go be a millionaire after the military. But it's men who they can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. They don't know what their gifts are. They don't have any real passions that could earn them a living. And they looking for a woman because women today are so focused and driven. They looking to hitch their wagon onto a woman horsepower. So this is very important, that if you sense that if you're a woman with some money or with some potential, some earning potential, you have to be even more picky about the man that you bring into your life. And it's very important that he is on your level or on a higher level. And if he not on your level financially or in earning potential, he really could just be right up under you. Like if you earn 70K, you can't go beneath 50K. So that would be about almost 25%. 100. If you at 100K, 75K for him. You really don't want to go more than 25% in income difference, because that's when things get real tricky. And y'all don't want to hear this. Y'all don't want to believe this. But for most men, 9.9 out of 10 men struggle with a woman earning more money than them. And when a man is okay with a woman now when I say more money, I mean more than that 25%. Because that's so close. He could do one thing right at the job and get a raise and be right there with you. You could get pregnant and want to be home with the child for 2 years, first 2 or 3 years, and now your 100K is 0K. And now hit that 75K, now he feeling like a big dog. You see what I mean? Now, if you at 70K and he at 30K and he okay being with you, he's either an amazing man of God. I mean, just God just dripping all over him like all kind of olive oil. He's speaking in tongues. I'm talking about he Sometimes you look over and think you saw Jesus. He that amazing? Okay, that's a little rare. Or he looking for a come up. And a lot of time the men who looking for a come up, they have been turned over to a reprobate mind, and they gonna fake it until they make it. They gonna kiss your behind. They gonna do what you want them to do. You could talk to them how you want to talk to them. He just trying to get married, so he is do half. If he sign a prenup, he gonna have some stipulations in there, like after 5 years he get 50%. After 10 years, he will tuck his tail between his legs till he hit that mark, and then he gonna act a slap fool, so he could be gone with 50% and get spouse support like the rich women husbands do, like Mary J. Blige husband, like the women out there who are Sherry Shepherd, different women out there who done made some good money. They paying their husband. They paying they sorry, no good husband that they had to divorce. They paying the man spousal support and child support or whatever, alimony, all of that right there. So when you in a situation like yours and you got some dreams, you want to have some earning potential, and then the man gonna say, look, yeah, I pay the mortgage, because he know that mortgage ain't gonna be nothing. When you buy your house, mortgage is cheaper than renting the house. You pay double in rent and then you doing mortgage. So he like, okay, yeah, you get in position with your good money, and that's why he say, hey, baby girl, hey, don't stop at no master's. Go and get your PhD. Yeah, get your PhD. And what about becoming an MD? Still just a PhD. Just become an MD. Because that's even more money. Like, he finna be because you know what he gonna do with your money? He finna be living his dreams. He finna be pursuing his passion. His passion is to string up guitars. He finna be at the house stringing up guitars, getting $0 and living off your PhD. So yeah, he want to promote. He want to, encourage you, and yeah, go right ahead. So what you have to realize, and y'all get me confused. Y'all think that a lot of women don't understand when I say don't judge a man by his money. When I say let his character be his currency, I'm not saying be with no broke, busted, and disgusted man who love God. I'm not saying be with no man who he make, a dime over $1.10 an hour, but he love God. That's not what I'm saying. Because to a certain degree, character is going to equate to currency, literal currency. His character is his currency, but if he has good character, that means he on the way to some good currency. If a man 40, 35, 50 and still struggling financially, that says something about his character. Because see, character is also mindset. So if a man got a scarcity mindset and a lack mindset, that means he doesn't have good character. So y'all got to understand what I'm saying when I'm talking about this, okay? What I'm saying is, don't have it to where you say he must make $100,000 a year and you at $40,000. Now you doing it wrong. Now if you at $40,000, he need to make at least, what's 25%? 4 times 8 plus 2, 10. So he need to make at least 30,000. You see what I'm saying? But also with character comes ambition, comes faith, comes hope. So he had 30,000, but when you talk to him, you hear he has a 300,000 a year game plan or $3 million a year game plan. When my wife met me, I was making $20 an hour. A year, $20,000 a year, $8.50 an hour. After I got trained on the job, I became $9.50 an hour man. $9.50 an hour a man. But my vision, my ambition, my hope and my dreams and my faith and the way I was aligning my character had me looking like this right here, the way where I'm at today. which is a totally different situation. But my wife saw that. So she say, this where you at. But I could hear where you going, and I could see where you going. And it wasn't like she was making 100,000. She was making 0. But then she got her job, or no, she worked her job, so she was making like the same thing. Then she started working at my job. They would start paying her $4.50 an hour because she light skinned. I'm just playing. But no, she came right on the job. I'm like, I'd have been at the job a year. Y'all pay me $9.50. She come in, she get $13.50. What the world? How the world? But you know what? I didn't care though. I didn't care. I just always been that type of person. But see, one thing I noticed, I know, and I have to admit, not every man think like that, but it is men out there that think where I ain't care. I was like, okay, that $13.50 gonna spend. I'm like, I ain't treat her no worse, and I just didn't see it that big of a difference. I just was like, okay, I'm at $9.50, you at $13.50. Woo, we look good. That mean we at what we at? 23. We at $22.50 an hour. You know what I mean? So that's how I looked at it. But she wasn't gonna be there forever. I wasn't gonna be there forever, and I knew where I was going. And so understand this: when you a woman and you notice something like this right here, absolutely cut them off. And then now you say, me and him were friends 10 plus years. That's another red flag. Listen, stop dating your friends. Stop dating friends. Because a man don't want to be your friend if y'all meant to be together. A man gonna know in that first year. A man ain't gonna be your friend longer than a year if y'all meant to be together. Y'all friend 10 plus years, this not your husband. Go on about your business. Go on about your business. Another go on about your business. All these gonna be going about your business, because if you write me, obviously it probably ain't, some of them ain't going about your business, but a lot of them gonna be. I'll propose to you when you get your master's. Okay, so see, you said that wrong. You said he'll only propose to me until I finish my master's. So you wrote that wrong. But I see your last name is not American, so that could have been English, a little different there. Only propose to you when you get your master, because you titled it, I'll propose to you when you get your master's. That boy say, you ain't on my level right now. That boy say, listen, you on the struggle bus. He say, listen, you on the struggle bus. You don't even look good enough to me. That's what he telling you. He's saying, you ain't even on my level. When you get a master's and I could benefit off of you and come out of this military and live off your master's degree, and then what you think about a PhD? Hey, get your PhD. So I can live off that PhD after I get out of this military, because I ain't got no plan or what I'm going to do with my life. So I'm finna live off your master's and PhD. Then we could talk about marriage. But until then, child, you ain't on my level. That's what he telling you. That's Manglish. So you did the right thing by leaving him. But to every other woman that watching this, listen to me. Listen to me now. Listen to me now. All right? Listen to me now. When you out here and you dating and you dealing with these men, okay? You dealing with these men. If they not on your level, if a man ain't on your level financially, then, and you look at his character, and his character, he ain't right behind you, meaning that his character finna turn up, he finna be on your level, go on about your business. Go on about your business. Don't play with it now. Don't play with it, because you will be up the creek. Without a powder, he'll be living off for you. He'll be using you. And you'll be like, oh, man, what's going on? You'll be like, man, it just don't feel right. I'm working hard. I'm making money. The money coming in. And he's splurging. He making all the decisions for the money. And he's making stupid decisions. And his butt barely got a GED. And then he want to take my PhD and act like we on the same level. And he trying to convince me how good he is with money. And I done seen it. I have seen it so many times. Well, men, hey, listen. See, you trying to judge me because I just got my GED and you got a PhD, but you trying to judge me. But listen, see, because one thing about me, I'm from the street. And one thing about that, number one thing you learn in the street is economics. So one thing about me, I know how to manage money. You don't know how to manage money because you went to school. See, when you was out in the streets like me, you learn how to manage money. Because see, what you make a year? 100K? I wouldn't even tie my shoes for 100K. 100K? Yeah, right now I ain't making nothing, but you gonna see what I'm gonna make. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. You gotta listen to me because I'm your husband. And
Wives, submit unto your husband. And when you submit to me, see, that's why God ain't blessed us right now, because you're not submissive. But when you become submissive, then I'm finna take your 100K and I'm finna turn it 500K. And you're gonna learn one thing about me. Because me, coming from the street, I'm smarter than your professor. I'm smarter than you. But you don't know that because you don't respect me, because you a feminist and you think that means put your man down. And that's y'all problem now. And that's why y'all be struggling. And that's why so many women look just like you, and that's single. And then there's women every day with their bachelor's, master's, PhD, sit there and let this man who dumb as a box of rocks, he kicking rocks with open-toe sandals on down the street because he don't know how to fill out an application on Indeed. And he want to tell a woman who done sacrificed, who done dedicated herself, and did enough to get a trade or some training or a certification or a degree or degrees. And he want to tell you what to do with the money that you making when you got more sense than he got. And women today are settling for that. It's so many women today that's rescuing a man. And see, you got to even look at trajectory. Like sometimes you got to look at trajectory. So it's like if you're in an industry, like I see so many women who are music artists, and they get with a man, and a man may be somebody right then, but a woman has more longevity in entertainment than a man does. So when you really look at it, like look at Cicely Tyson at her age, still getting movies. You see what I'm saying? And now when you look at like somebody like who, like, just for sake of example, I ain't talking about them in general, but just an example. And JayZ, he balanced this thing out because he do a whole lot of business. But he grinding because he's so inspired by Beyonce, because he do not want her to out-earn him. That one year, I think it was 2016, she made 82 million, he made 80. Boy, he got on that grind. You hear me? So now he done turned his situation into a lot of business. But think about this. Beyonce still can make music right now, and it'll be timeless. Yeah, JayZ could still rap, but come on now. At 60 years old, you still will want to listen to Beyonce sing a ballad. But at 60 years old, do you want to hear JayZ old butt rapping about what 60-year-old men do? No, absolutely not. So at 60, Beyonce still going to be making millions from music, because now she could go from twerking music and waterboarding, surfboarding, and making music with the rapping girl, making trap thought music, to then she could start singing some ballads about love and try to come close to sounding like Whitney Houston. God bless her. God rest her soul. At 60. But at 60, JayZ just gonna have to do business. Cause bro, we wanna hear you rapping. Bro, please. We do not want to hear bars about your insure and how much insure you drink. So think about that. That's what women not thinking of. Right now, the most coveted dollar in America is the black woman dollar. That's why today they putting so many black women in commercials. That's the most coveted dollar, because black women are gaining degrees at a higher clip than any other demographic. So the black dollar is the most coveted dollar. And I'm going to tell you, the black woman dollar has changed all of our life. Everybody's life. If black women get into it, your TV show, Scandal, #1 because of black women watch it. Empire, #1 because black women watch it. Power, because black women watch it. Your business, look at like relationship coaches like myself. My audience is majority black women. So black women can take a $2 man and make him a $2 million man. Now, yes, this also goes for y'all other women. This right here probably is a Hispanic. Tell by the last name, this is Hispanic. So yeah, women in general, because you growing and you enhancing yourself now, you're not just settling for being a housewife. unless your situation set up to where you just got you a really good man and it's your season of being a housewife. My wife, or what they call homemaker, I remember I seen that on, it was something, maybe it was taxes, it was like your occupation, it was like employed, self-employed, unemployed, homemaker. And I was like, man, why they single out homemakers? Like, why they special? People who make homes get listed on the job. Why you put author on here? Then I learned that homemaker mean a housewife, a stay-at-home person, or a house husband. Somebody who stay at home and don't work for somebody outside is called a homemaker. I ain't know that. But see, now my wife, she helped run our companies. You see what I mean? So she's still gainfully employed, but she don't have to work outside the home. So she able to go to all the recitals and games and events and be the, what she is, homeroom mom. She able to do all that because she own her businesses. She own the companies that earn money. You see what I mean? So that's totally different. Now, today, women going, unless they choose to be at home with the kids because their husband earn enough money, women going and building. And a lot of women is struggling to meet a good man. So while they are waiting to meet their husband, they are occupying their time and going and getting education. So now the tables have turned from men being the sole providers to women can provide too. So now a lot of men have said, hey, I'm going to take the stress off of me of having to provide, and I'm going to find me a woman who can provide. And I'm finna hitch my wagon on her horses, and then I'm finna ride into town off of her. And I'm finna play on her need for a man, her desperation for a man, and I'm fixing to allow her to carry me. Another example, and I use celebrity examples, not talking about the celebrities, but just so you could see the picture. Look at Steph Curry and Ayesha Curry. Ayesha Curry is selling pots, selling cookbooks, selling books, selling home meal kit deliveries. Okay, probably got a clothing line that I don't know about. So guess what? She literally can do those things until she die. Steph Curry play basketball. So the longest he probably going to be able to do that is till 40. And he might not get to 40 because he already suffering injuries right now in his early 30s. He just had a season-ending injury last year. So he may have another 4 or 5 years before he out there on the court with a cane. So guess what? When he done, he got to go into business. But with athletes, a lot of times you're not that attractive when you done playing. So we see they go from making $40 million a year to $2 million a year, $1 million a year. If you Shaquille O'Neal make a lot of money, but it's a reason why he make a lot of money. It's a reason why he make a lot of money. And I ain't gonna get into that right now. Well, the reason why he make a lot of money is because he a larger than life figure. So companies see him like a character because you have this big, strong, 7-foot black man that is really like a mascot in human form. And I ain't picking on him. That's because that's a blessing. He blessed to be tall and like all that right there. You know, his size, because it worked out for him. He's still making millions of dollars a year because when you turn on your TV, if you watching regular TV, you finna see Shaquille O'Neal on 3-4 commercials. And the companies don't even care. He on the Gold Bond commercial. He on the General Insurance commercial. He on the Taco Bell commercial. He on all these. It was like, do y'all not care that y'all using the same person? And I done seen him watching TV, and I done seen Shaq work for 10 different companies, and they paying millions of dollars. But see, Steph Curry, that's what you don't see every NBA player making Shaq money. That's because he uniquely designed, fearfully and wonderfully made, I guess, to be in that position. But average everyday 5'11", 6-foot man. The companies, that ain't nothing special. Y'all come a dime a dozen. But a 7-foot black man who 300 plus pounds, that don't come often. So we're going to give him all the endorsement deals. You see what I'm saying? People don't realize that. It ain't just by his ingenuity. It ain't that he's just so smart. It's just how God designed him to where you get picked on in the 8th grade because you taller than everybody, but the first shall be last and the last shall be first. So that's what we seeing in our world today too. Women were last. Now God elevating and promoting women so that it's a whole lot of women make more money than a man. But it's a whole lot of women don't understand their position. A lot of women still coming in like you weak. No, you come in, you supposed to come in like an equal. So, yes, the Bible says the woman is a weaker vessel. It's talking about physically. It ain't talking about, so, but marriage ain't no weightlifting contest. So, it's not saying that you dumber. It ain't saying that you less intelligent. It's not saying that you less capable of earning money. It's just saying you the weaker vessel. So, that's really alluding to physical strength because we see that don't apply to intelligence because it's plenty of women way smarter than men. So understand this now. So with that being the case, you have to look at your life and you got to say, okay, what does this man bring to my table? And if this man don't bring a table to the table, and see, so many women so ready to be loved, they give the man a table that he don't even have. Well, you know, he's a hard worker. Oh, what he hard working at? Working somebody else's job? Because that's all the ambition he got? Okay, let me ask, do he have a business idea? So let me ask you, does he work for somebody else and then come home and work on the vision God gave him? Oh, he don't do that? Oh, he's scared to work on his gifts and his dreams on the side? If he not on his dream job? So he doing labor work and he's satisfied with that. But you climbing the ranks to make hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, build business, build brand, do all of it, and you think y'all on the same level? Y'all not the same. Y'all unequally yoked. You're not the same. But you want a man so bad. You giving him credit he don't even deserve. You give him credit he ain't earned. He like, oh. He hear you on the phone telling somebody he hard work. He like, oh. Is she talking about me? Or is she talking about her dad or something? She said hard work. Oh yeah, she is talking about me. She just said my name. Oh wow. Oh, I'm a hard worker. Oh, okay. I'm a hard worker. Sure, I'll be at the job cutting corners. I'll be at the job stealing. Well, hey, if you want to believe that, I'm sure finna use her checking account to buy me a new car. You see what I'm saying? Today, the tables done turn. Men looking to come up now. Men looking to come up. Now, I've been looking to come up. Now, when I met my wife, I'm going to tell you no lie. This is how I know that this real. I'm a man. That's how I know it's real. When I met my wife, and my wife said she a biomedical science major, and I had never heard of that, did not know that was a thing, it sounded expensive. Because I'm like, that's too many letters. That is too many letters. Biomedical, and I know bio short for something, so maybe that's biological, medical, biology, medical. I'm like, oh, maybe it's just bio, but I ain't know. Because I'm like, oh, biomedical science? Oh, okay. I said, I like that. So what do you want to do with that? I'm trying to talk proper now. Now I'm trying to turn that accent on. Now I'm trying, so what do you want to do with that? So you want to be a doctor? Wow. That's pretty impressive. As soon as she said that, I said, and hitch this wagon. Why? Because I was lost. I was getting ready to go to the army. But then look what God did. Turn the tables. My wife did not go on to be a doctor. We got married, got pregnant. She said, I'm finna be full time for our son who is special needs. When I say special needs, I mean he was premature. So he was on a feeding tube. He was in the NICU for 3 months. He came out on a feeding tube. and he had allergies real bad, asthma real bad. His body wasn't fully developed. So that's what I mean when I say special need. So she had to be there every single day. She still went on to get her bachelor's and to get her master's. And then she could have taken her MCAT and gotten into and applied to med school. I asked her later, baby, why didn't you do that? She said, because I didn't want to uproot our family and have us move to another state or to another country for me to go to med school, especially considering the amount of time and energy that our son requires. Because when she was getting her master's, she was studying 16 hours in a day sometimes. So she knew going to med school was going to be even harder. And we had started a family. And that was something that she chose to do. I ain't putting no gun to her head and say, hey, you finna marry me. That was something that her heart, I guess, desired. And that's the nature of a lot of women. I saw a woman the other day. She said, I would trade my high-paying job for love. That's the nature of a lot of women. And so guess what? A lot of men who don't have any ambition. I had a dream to do what I'm doing today. I had a dream. When I wrote my book, my wife was pregnant when I wrote my book. She had our son 2 months, 2.5, about almost 3 months after I published my first book. So I had made up in my mind that I had to become something. I had ambition. So I worked 40 hours a week for somebody else. Then I came home and worked another 40 hours a week for myself and my family. And that was my ambition. And at 27, I retired from my job, from working for somebody else. Speaking of, I need to check, see if I got SSI. What you call that when you work for somebody and they taking it out your check? Somebody tell me the website I need to check that. I need to take that out early. I didn't wait no 72, 62. My mama be taking hers out early. Can I take that out early from them 5 years I work? I should have something put up. I need to check and see if I can take that out early, because I ain't gonna need it at 62, because I'm building now. That ambition. I probably ain't gonna need that $5,000 they got in there for me. I might as well get that now, right? So, but back to what I was saying. So I was not, although at that moment where I was lost, don't take that too serious, because y'all take stuff too serious. Well, Tony, you did the same thing you saying, man. You say you want to ride off your, why? If that was really my true intention, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, and I wouldn't have told you that, because I wouldn't be giving you ammunition to shoot me with. So understand, what I tell you, you wouldn't know had I not told you. So don't be trying to use what I tell you in the comments against me. So that really wasn't in me. I knew from the age of 7 that God was going to elevate me and give me a platform to speak to people. God showed me at the age of 7. I didn't know how or what. I thought it would be me being a pro athlete and then professing and proclaiming the name of Jesus Christ as a pro athlete. But the devil jumped on my back and derailed me from that path when I was playing college football. And so God took and restored me after I met my wife and got on my grind, so that I still could become a man of influence for the kingdom. God did it. So I knew when I met my wife, and I spoke that, so she heard that. So although I was a criminology major and going to be a police officer, and then I wanted to be a detective and then eventually become a lawyer, although I was going to do that, my wife, and she was going to be a doctor, she heard my ambition. So she knew that I was a high quality, high character man, and I had a vision and I was going somewhere. But she also knew that the devil is real and that he on the prowl and the attack. So she still gave me a chance to be with her, even though she was going to be a doctor, which she probably would eventually climb to, $200,000 to $400,000 a year. And now God has blessed us to where we still earn a good living, even though he took us a path that we did not know how it would work out. So that's what I mean when I say to women, to judge a man by his character. See, and this is what you got to understand. Character don't just mean he pray and he go to church and he quote scriptures. Character mean his everything, his mindset, his work ethic, his ambition. So if a man is making $20,000, $20,000 a year, and he's not trying to build anything extra, then that's not a man with high character. He is complacent. He's satisfied. He's scared. He living in fear. He living in lack. He living in doubt. That type of man gonna hold you back. You want to buy a car, he's saying, what's wrong with us riding the bus? You got the money for a luxury car, he's saying, why we can't keep driving this car that's 15 years old? It still ride. Because he lives in lack and in fear and in doubt. He don't operate in faith, in hope. He don't speak things into existence. So that's not a man of character just because he go to church every Sunday and he read his Bible every day. He's not implementing what the Bible say. So I'm not talking about that man when I say high character. When I say a man of character, he gonna have everything, the mindset. He could be at $20,000 a year. Now he not gonna be there at 50. He might be there fresh out of college, fresh out of high school, but he got a $1 million game plan. Not literally $1 million, but he got a game plan that's gonna take him higher. So this what you need to see. So if you see a man and you start to deal with this man, you talking to this man, you dating this man, but you see he working for somebody else and he's not, and it's not a job that where he could grow on. It's okay to work for somebody else. Everybody not an entrepreneur. It's okay to work for somebody else, but what you gonna do working for somebody else? Is you gonna own the company one day? Or at least try to become a supervisor, manager, VP? He working a job and he's still right next to the entry level and he complacent there. He got skills, he got gifts, and he got passion, but he afraid to tap into them. You speak into his life and he shuns you. He blocks you. He curses you without curse words, but he curses you and he make you feel like you nagging because you trying to inspire him and push him. That's a red flag, because what he's doing is he telling you he despises your success. He despises your hustle and your grind. And he just with you for what you could do for him, but he doesn't want to do for himself because he's afraid that if he tries to do for himself and he gives 150% and he fails, that he's going to feel like and look like a failure in his eyes and in your eyes. He fears that if he step out on his vision, his dream, his gifts and abilities, and he doesn't earn what you earn, but y'all both in the same space of entrepreneurship or doing your own thing, that he's going to feel like a failure because you're out earning him. Because he's not operating from a place of love. See, I pray for the day. I hope, and I believe it. My wife shared with me some business ideas. And I'm like, wow, girl, you got a prolific mind. But she understands seasons. She understands timing. She understands you can't do everything right when you get the vision. That it take time for the vision to mature. And you got to wait till the right time and the right season when God say, okay, now go. So that's what my wife understands. So I know that when my kids are out of the house and they in college, she will then feel like she has the time to pursue some of her passions. But right now she chooses not to because she wants to give 100%. Because she understands that if she goes in business, she's a 100% type of person. And she knows she can't give 100% to her business and 100% to her kids. And that she knows that no woman has done it. They have made it look good for Instagram. But no woman is giving 100% in business and 100% in the home. Something is suffering somewhere. The same thing with myself. I can't give 100% in business and 100% in the home. So I might, if I'm 100 in business, I might be 90 or 80 in the home. It might be enough to keep things afloat. But when I'm 100 in the home, then I might be 90 or 80 in business. So, or I just go to 50 in business and 50 in home. See, look, I'm not 100 in the business. You know why I'm not 100 in the business? Because I'm still invested in my home. So, and what I mean by that is, that's why my videos don't get edited. That's why I ain't got no intro music. It coming, Talks with Tony, and all this right here coming on like everybody else YouTube channel. That's why my videos don't have a thumbnail. Cause I'm not 100 in this right here. I'm in this 50. I'm shooting on the cell phone. I'm not shooting on no professional camera. The YouTubers that I watch their videos, they shoot on a camera. They plug the camera into the laptop. They have an intro with music or something going on. They use thumbnails. They write a full description in their box. They got keyword tags. They do all of that. They 100 in YouTube. I'm not there. I don't have the time. So you get right off the top of my dome, one take. I don't edit my videos. The time when I was talking about the iPhone and then the phone went black, that was because I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. And somebody called me. So then I had to pick up and shoot the rest of the video. So then I had to put it in an app and put both of the videos in there and then export both videos together. That's why I got the little black in there. But that's the most editing I did. Now in that app, I could have put music. I could put title cards on there. I could put another video of my logo coming on the screen. I can have that in my phone, but I ain't got that kind of time. I can't give y'all 100 because I got a whole family. So I got to give y'all what I could give y'all, which might be 50, might be 80. You might call it 100, but my 50 might look like 100 because I'm talking on substance and talking on real stuff. So you see what I'm saying? So my wife, she's a million. Just what I was talking about. My wife called me and she now on my emergency list. So when she called me, it come through. But my youngest son just getting home. He was hanging with his friend. So I got to go out here and get him. So that's what I mean. I can't give y'all 100 because I still got to take care of my family. But what I was saying is, when I say my wife a millionaire, what I mean, she got a millionaire mind. But in this season right now, she focused on the home. When my kids go to college, then you gonna see her, if she want to, turn up with her cookware, with her clothing line, with her stores, her shops, and all of that right there. Then you gonna see all that. You see what I'm saying? When she get ready to do that. And so that's what I mean in your relationship. I'm not, even though my wife is a homemaker, as they call it, she got a master's degree. So it ain't like I'm just taking care of her. That is, I gotta get my sandals. She a homemaker by choice. She a homemaker by necessity right now with our kids, because that's what matters the most, and because we able to. And because she don't need to go out and try to add a bunch of extra income, because what I earn and our businesses earn is sufficient. So understand what I'm saying. So for you ladies that you building and you trying to, you building your net worth, you got to make sure the man that you dealing with, you got to make sure that he has ambition and he has a vision. So if you working hard and he need to be a stay-at-home dad, he need to be serviced with a smile and good at that, but not be lazy. It's just, okay, I'm a stay-at-home dad for right now, but when my kids get situated, I'm going to open my mechanic shop. I'm going to open my clothing store. I'm going to start writing my books and becoming a speaker and coaching. You see what I mean? It's like he still need to be on your level in ambition, even if that ambition is working for somebody else, but he got a vision of how he going to climb the ranks and have a stake, a long-term job at that company and retire with a good 401k or whatever you call it. He still got to have that. He can't be complacent in mediocrity and then want you to be great so he could live off of you. Stop doing that. So now I got to put these 2 videos in my app. So when you see the little cut, that's because my wife called me. So I got to put these videos in the app. Now they're going to take me more time. You see what I'm saying? More time. My family getting home now. And then I got to upload it. That's why I don't like that. But I put my wife on the thing where if she called me and my phone on Do Not Disturb, it rang through. Hey, God bless y'all. We'll talk soon. My little boy getting home. We'll talk soon.